Today we're talking about fractions. A fraction is when you take something that's already a whole piece and you split it into equal parts. If it's not equal, it is not counted as a true fraction. Think about if you have a cookie or a piece of pizza. When your mom or dad tells you to split that with your sibling, you want to make sure that you both have the same amount. You would be really unhappy if your brother or your sister got more than you. We're going to look at some shapes today and we're going to practice cutting them into equal parts. I want you to think about how hard splitting something in half is. Today, when I make my lines, they may not be perfect, but I want you to think about the big picture of, is it a fraction with equal parts, or did I just make a mistake and give somebody else more? First, we're going to talk about a circle. A circle can have lots of different ways you can make a fraction. I'm just going to focus on two. I'm going to go top to bottom and side to side. The first way that I'm going to show you is top to bottom. I'm going to go straight down the middle. I want to make sure that this side, it has the same amount as this side. Because if I was sharing this cookie with my brother, I want to make sure that we have the same amount and he doesn't get more than me. When we have fractions that are split into two pieces, we call them halves. We use halves when we're splitting something into two pieces. We want to talk about half an hour, where it's only half of the time, and we can split our clock into two. Half is used for a lot of different reasons. One other way that we can make half is going side to side. We want to make sure the top is about the same as the bottom. Again, we want to make sure that everybody gets the same amount. If the top part has 3, then the bottom part wants to have 3 as well. When we are using a circle to make a fraction, we cut right down the middle. If I take my pencil and I cut here, here, and here, and it looks like a basketball, this is not equal. We can tell because this piece in the corner is not the same size as this piece up there. This is not a good fraction when we use a circle. I'm going to put an X on that so you can see that it's not a good example. Another shape that we can cut into fractions really easily is a rectangle. The same way that a circle can be cut top to bottom or side to side works for a rectangle as well. I'll show you how that can look. We want to go from the middle of the top to the middle of the bottom. Right here, I made two halves. I cut it into two pieces that are, for the most part, equal. If I want to cut it again and go side to side, I go from the middle of one side to the other. When I cut a shape into four pieces that are equal, we call them fourths. Think about the 4 quarters of a sports game, or the 4 quarters that make up $1, or the 4 quarters that we have in school to finish up our school year. They all need to be equal in the amount that we get. We want to make sure that this top piece is the same as the very last piece that we color. We count this as quarters. One way that we cannot make equal quarters is if I go from right here down, or even if I go across. This is not counted as quarters because this little piece is not the same as the bigger piece. We would all be really unhappy if our brother or sister got this piece and mom told us that we were getting this piece. We want to make sure everybody gets the same amount. We will put an X on this one too. A triangle is really tricky. A triangle does not have the same amount all the way around, because if I cut my triangle right here, this part is not the same as the bottom. We want to make sure that everybody gets the same amount, so we're putting an X on this one. When we cut a triangle, we can do it a lot of different ways as long as we start from one corner and go to the other. We can start from the top and the bottom, which is the easiest part. Another way that we can cut a triangle is if we went from the side to the straight line. If I fold my triangle in half and have two pieces, they should both be equal. As you explore fractions this week, think about how you are making them equal. If you folded it in half or into 4 pieces to make quarters, every part of your picture and your shape should be the same size. We do have to be a little bit forgiving because nobody's perfect, but our goal right now is to have everything be equal. Have fun learning with your fractions this week, friends. Bye.